No one showed up for the paralyzed CEO's birthday. Then a single dad shocked everyone. The birthday candles had already burned halfway down before she finally accepted the truth. Every chair around the elegant dining table remained empty. The orchestra quietly packed away their instruments. The expensive gifts never arrived. The people who once fought for her attention had suddenly become too busy to remember she even existed. Sitting silently in her wheelchair inside the glittering penthouse overlooking the city, the once powerful CEO realized that the higher she had climbed, the lonelier she had become. But just as the last candle flickered, the elevator doors opened, and the last person anyone expected walked in carrying nothing more than a simple paper shopping bag and a little girl holding handmade flowers. Before we continue, if you believe kindness can change lives and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Echoes. Your support helps these stories reach hearts around the world. Sophia Bennett had built Bennett Technologies into one of the country's fastest-growing companies before turning 38. Investors admired her brilliance. Competitors feared her determination. Employees respected her discipline, although many found her impossible to approach. 2 years earlier, everything had changed when a devastating highway accident left her permanently paralyzed from the waist down. She survived, but the woman who had once walked confidently into every boardroom now depended on a wheelchair for every movement. Her physical pain slowly healed, yet the emotional wounds became deeper with every passing month. Friends stopped visiting. Business partners sent polite messages instead of personal visits. Even relatives always seemed to have convenient excuses whenever she invited them over. Her birthday became the final proof that success without genuine relationships was an empty victory. She had organized nothing extravagant. She simply hoped the people who once called her family and friends would spend one evening with her. The dining room had been decorated with white roses, elegant candles, and a beautiful 3-tier cake prepared by the city's finest bakery. Every guest had confirmed attendance. Yet hour after hour, cancellation messages appeared one after another until eventually even those stopped. Silence became the only guest. Across the city, Daniel Carter was finishing another exhausting day. A widowed single father of 10-year-old Lily, Daniel worked maintenance jobs during the day and repaired furniture at night to provide for his daughter. Life had never been generous to him. His wife had passed away after a long illness, leaving him with overwhelming medical debt and a frightened little girl who depended entirely on him. Still, despite endless hardships, Daniel believed that kindness cost nothing and often mattered more than money. Months earlier, Daniel had briefly worked on a maintenance contract inside Bennett Technologies. During those weeks, he had crossed paths with Sophia several times. Their interactions were limited, but he noticed something most employees ignored. Beneath her composed expression lived someone carrying unimaginable loneliness. One afternoon, he had quietly returned a framed family photograph that had accidentally fallen behind her office cabinet. She had thanked him politely before quickly returning to work. It wasn't much, but Daniel never forgot the sadness hidden behind her professional smile. On the morning of her birthday, Lily discovered a local newspaper article mentioning Sophia's celebration and charity announcement. The article also noted that many high-profile guests were expected. Later that evening, another online update quietly mentioned that almost everyone had canceled because an influential investor had scheduled an exclusive networking event on the same night. Lily looked at her father with disappointed eyes. She couldn't understand how someone could celebrate a birthday completely alone. Daniel hesitated. They barely knew Sophia. Showing up uninvited seemed awkward, but Lily insisted that nobody deserved to blow out birthday candles by themselves. Together, they stopped at a small grocery store. Daniel bought fresh flowers because they couldn't afford expensive gifts. Lily spent nearly an hour creating a handmade birthday card decorated with colorful hearts and tiny paper butterflies. Daniel also packed a homemade apple pie they had baked together that afternoon. When security guards saw the modest pair approaching the luxurious penthouse, they almost turned them away. Their worn clothes and simple shopping bag looked painfully out of place among the marble floors and crystal chandeliers. But Sophia's longtime housekeeper recognized Daniel from the maintenance crew months earlier and quietly allowed them inside. The enormous dining hall seemed almost frozen in time. Hundreds of candles reflected against glass walls overlooking the city skyline. Elegant tables remained untouched. Crystal glasses were still perfectly arranged. Every empty chair reminded Sophia of another broken promise. Daniel stopped several steps away, suddenly unsure whether he had made a terrible mistake. Sophia slowly lifted her eyes. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then little Lily walked forward, holding her handmade flowers with both hands. The child gently placed them beside the untouched birthday cake before wrapping her small arms carefully around Sophia's shoulders. It wasn't a dramatic embrace. It wasn't planned. It was simply the natural kindness of a little girl who refused to let someone feel forgotten. Sophia broke down completely. Years of emotional